I get asked all the time what the best 12-inch subwoofer for car with deep bass actually is because specs online don't tell the whole story. So I spent my own money, installed these 5 subs in real cars and lived with them. Today I'm breaking down what actually hits hard and what's just hype. Product number 1: Trinity Audio TAS M12D1 12 Subwoofer. When I first picked up the Trinity Audio TAS M12D1, the weight told me right away this thing wasn't built light. The basket feels rigid and the motor structure looks serious, especially that vented backplate. Once installed, it handled long listening sessions without getting hot or sounding stressed. I pushed it hard with low notes and the bass stayed deep and controlled instead of sloppy. The dual 1 ohm setup gave me flexibility with wiring, which made matching my amp easier. What stood out most was how loud it got without losing clarity. It's the kind of sub that fills the car, not just the trunk. If you like cranking your system and want bass you can feel in your chest, this one makes sense. It's not for casual listeners, but for power-hungry setups it delivers. That experience made me curious how a more classic SPL-style sub would compare after testing others. Product number 2: American Bass XD12 Subwoofer. Pulling the American Bass XD12 out of the box, it felt solid but not overbuilt. The magnet is chunky and the cone has a simple, no-nonsense look. After wiring it up, I noticed it really likes being pushed in short bursts. The bass hits hard and fast, especially for rap and EDM, without needing a crazy amp. During my testing, it stayed punchy but didn't dig as deep as some heavier subs. That's not a bad thing if you want clean, loud bass instead of window-rattling lows. The dual 4 ohm coils make it easy to work into most systems, which I appreciated. This sub makes sense for daily drivers who want volume without sacrificing reliability. It doesn't demand perfect tuning to sound good. From there, I wanted to see how a lighter, budget-friendly option would stack up for everyday installs and long-term use with minimal setup effort required overall. Product number 3: Planet Audio AC12D Anarchy Series. Handling the Planet Audio AC12D, the first thing I noticed was how light it felt compared to others. The stamped basket and poly cone keep weight down, which made installation easy. Once playing, it surprised me with how smooth the low end sounded. It doesn't try to overpower the car, but it fills the space evenly. During testing, vocals and bass lines blended nicely instead of fighting each other. The foam surround kept movement controlled at higher volumes, and it never sounded harsh. I wouldn't push this one crazy hard, but for normal listening it stayed clean. It's a good pick if you're building on a tighter budget or upgrading a factory system. You get solid bass without stressing your electrical setup. After that balanced sound, I moved on to something designed for tighter spaces in compact cars and shallow trunk builds, where space matters most daily driving situations overall. Product number 4: DD Audio SL612D4 Slim Subwoofer. When I grabbed the DD Audio SL612D4, the shallow design was obvious right away. It's slim, but it doesn't feel flimsy in your hands. Installing it under a seat and in tight enclosures was way easier than a full-depth sub. Once powered up, it delivered tight, controlled bass instead of booming lows. During my testing, it was perfect for rock and country, where you want punch without rumble. It won't shake the block, but it adds weight to your music that factory systems miss. I liked how efficient it felt, even without massive power. This sub is ideal if space is your biggest problem but you still want real bass. Trucks and small cars especially benefit from this design. After hearing this, I wanted something built purely for heavy bass lovers who prioritize output over space efficiency and deep enclosure requirements in daily driving setups. Overall testing sessions completed here. Product number 5: Sundown Audio SA12V2 Subwoofer. Picking up the Sundown Audio SA12V2, you immediately feel how dense it is. Everything about it feels overbuilt, from the cone to the surround. Once installed, this thing dug deep. The low bass notes rolled hard and stayed clean even when I leaned on the volume. During testing, it handled power confidently and never felt like it was struggling. This is the kind of sub that makes mirrors shake without sounding messy. It does need a solid amp and proper tuning to really shine, so it's not plug and play. If you're serious about bass and don't mind building around it, this one delivers. It's for people who want that heavy, chest-hitting low end every time they drive. After running all 5, this one left the biggest impression on my system during extended listening sessions. With different music styles and volume levels, daily testing periods overall completed here today alone personally. Hopefully this helped narrow down the best 12-inch subwoofer for car with deep bass for your setup. I've got links in the description with current prices and details. Drop a comment if you've run any of these, and I'll see you in the next one.